not, we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the waters. We shall not be moved. We're fighting for a contract, we shall not be moved. We're fighting for a contract, we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the waters. We shall not be moved. We're stronger together, we shall not be moved. We're stronger together, we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the waters. We shall not be moved. We're fighting for an increase, we shall not be moved. We're fighting for an increase, we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the waters. We shall not be moved. Respect. We're fighting for respect, we shall not be moved. We're fighting for respect, we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the waters. We shall not be moved. Justice. We're fighting for justice, we shall not be moved. We're fighting for justice, we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the waters. We shall not be moved. With the workers behind us, the workers behind us, we shall not be moved. The workers behind us, we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the waters. We shall not be moved. We're stronger together. We're stronger together. We shall not be moved. We're stronger together. We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the waters. We shall not be moved.
Welcome to another episode of SEIU Says, and this show is dedicated to union workers and the communities they live in. SEIU Says is sponsored by GWC, that's Goldberg, Weissman, and Cairo, Illinois' largest personal injury and workers' comp law firm. For information on workers' comp, or you may have questions in regards to workers' comp and see if you have a case, get a pen, and that number to call is the Member Resource Center for SEIU is 312-588-7630. That number once again is 312-588-7630. Happy Tuesday, everybody, and this is a special show. It's about the fight for 15. We're bringing about radical change in the city of Chicago, and we have a guest today. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Tanika Smith. I'm from the Fight for 15.
That's right. We're fighting for 15 here in the city of Chicago. But before that, we have a very special announcement to make. Everybody, it's that time again. That's right. This Saturday, May the 10th, 2014 at 9 a.m. at 300 South Ashland Avenue. It is the general membership meeting time. Yay! So everybody get excited about that. And it is going to be located at SEIU in the basement, 300 South Ashland. And this is so special. We're going to have a rose for every mom. And as we know, women were part of the labor movement. And not only that, you'll have a special raffle where you can win spa visit, get your nails done, and get luscious chocolate. So that's right. You come on out and you'll get a rose and your name will be entered into a raffle and you can win wonderful prizes. Along with that, we're going to have divisions update, and we're going to talk about one of the hottest topics. That is your pension. So whatever division you're with, CPS, the Chicago Park District, Cook County, you come on out and you're going to get information as regards to what's going on. We have another announcement to make. I like to always say, when you work hard, it is time to play hard. That's right. It is the 2014 SEIU Local 73 picnic. And that picnic will be held on Saturday, June the 28th, 2014, from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. at the Milo Meadow Forest Preserve, Groves 5 through 9. That address is 2199 South 1st Avenue in Maywood. Food and beverages will be served. We're going to have food, beer, raffles, music, and dancing. So you definitely want to come on out for that. So if you need instructions on how to get there, if you need that address, once again, then please, we encourage you to visit SEIU Local 73's website. That website is SEIU73.org. That website, once again, is www.seiu73.org. So you come on out and you get to fellowship with your brothers and sisters from the city with all in Illinois, as well as Northwest Indiana, for that wonderful picnic. So we have a very special show today. As you know, I have the Spanish version of Fight for 15, and she has the English version of Fight for 15, and we want to talk about the American dream and share that with you. All right, so basically what the American dream is in the United States of America, it's the set of ideals. That's right, Americans have the set of ideals in which freedom includes the opportunity for prosperity and success and upward social mobility achieved through hard work. In this definition, the American dream is life should be better and richer and fuller for everyone, with the opportunity for each according to their ability or achievement, regardless of social class or circumstances of birth. So basically what that means is a free-for-all out there. So that means if you could think it, if you could dream it, if you can do it, then you can obtain it. That's the American dream. And when you work hard, that means you should be rewarded for your hard work. But what happens in America when you work really, really hard and you're just struggling? You get a paycheck and you're one paycheck away, or some people may say you're one flat tire away from being put in poverty. You know, anything can happen. One medical bill, one tooth filling you may have to get, and that could just offset your entire finances for the rest of the year. So it's not about a handout, it's about a hand up. And that's what this Fight for 15 is all about. All right, so we're going to do a little Fight for 15 true or false questions. Are you ready for that?
I'm so ready.
Yeah, all right. So I'm going to ask the questions, and I want everyone to participate. You know, you can ask perhaps as you're sitting at home. And once again, we thank you for allowing us in your home once again this evening. All right. So we're going to ask some questions, and I want you to answer the questions. All right? Okay, this is a game. All right. All right. So everyone listen, pay attention. All right. How much does the average fast food worker earn in a year? I'm sorry. Oh.
The average fast food worker makes under $11,000 a year. Under $11,000 a year.
Under $11,000 a year.
Under $11,000 a year.
Okay, so is that if you worked 40 hours, that would count under 11,000?
Doesn't matter if you're working 4 hours, you're working 20 hours, or you're working 15 hours. You making less than $11,000 a year. You're not even making 25.
So $11,000 a year.
$11,000.
So it's 12 months in a year, and so that's less than $1,000 a month. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's a little over $200 a week. Okay. All right. So we have another question we'd like to ask. This is a true or false question, so everyone pay attention. All right. 1 out of 4 fast food workers are currently raising children.
That is true.
That's true.
It's true. It's
okay.
So true.
All right. So given that, you know, the $200 a week, about $250, you got taxes and everything like that, you have to buy things. And then people like to say, oh, well, you know, maybe they can get on welfare and things like that. You know, that's not the case when we have an American dream where people want to be self-sufficient and get things accomplished. All right. So true or false? 70% of fast food workers are adults.
So true. It's very true again. McDonald's, a lot of people have this misbelief, this stereotype that McDonald's workers is high school and college students, but it's not true. McDonald's have all people from all different age groups working for a greater cause, which is to help our customers get the quality they want, and it's a good time at McDonald's. So McDonald's workers are all ages. They range from 16 to 40, from 60 to 50, to 16 to 60 years old on up, working at McDonald's. So it's true.
Okay, so that means if it's adults, you can't live at home, and their parents can't help you pay the rent.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly right.
All right, I like living at home. You got to pay mama cook. She do the laundry. You got to take the garbage out, but it's wonderful when you live at home. I tell you, you can close your door. When you get a certain age, you have mama say, don't close the door in the house. When you get a certain age, you move back home. You can close the door. That's right, okay? But yeah, so adults who have to pay rent. And the thing about Chicago, rent goes up every year. All right, so 70% of fast food workers are adults. That is true. All right, true or false? 1 out of 2 fast food workers earn so little that they are forced to rely on public assistance in order to survive.
True. I'm on Link right now.
You on Link right now?
I'm on Link right now.
Okay, and we're going to get into that. All right. All right. So, one more question. True or false, America? 25% of fast food workers do not have a high school diploma or GED.
That's so false. I'm a little proof. I worked at McDonald's all through high school. I got my high school diploma. I went through college. I got my bachelor's degree. And now I'm a little proof I'm working my master's degree for law. So that is so false. People work, they get the degrees, they have a good quality education, and they try to make a difference for themselves. They try to be out there and live an American dream. So it's totally false.
Okay, so what you're saying is, so we want to break that stigma. We want to break that belief that people that work at, because I was reading some of the comments, and one of the comments someone actually made on this was they said, well, people that work at fast food need to be happy, and it's just not just fast food, it's a lot of retail stores as well. So it's about the whole minimum wage altogether. Seattle, Washington raised their minimum wage. Seattle always had the highest minimum wage in the country, so they just actually raised it to the $15 a bar. And some people think that's so unrealistic. $15 an hour is really just surviving in the most part, depending upon your family size in the household. So one of the people had made a comment and said that, well, they should be happy that they're making minimum wage because they weren't smart enough to make the sacrifices to go to college. They weren't smart enough to manage their time and try to better themselves. You are a perfect example that is untrue. That you are currently in your pre-master's program. Mm-hmm. You have your bachelor's degree, and you've been working in the fast food industry for about 7 years.
About 7 years.
Okay, so in 7 years, how much of a raise have you gotten within that 7 years?
A dime raise, 10 cents.
10 cents.
10 cents.
All right, now that's really not great. 10 cents. Because taxes done gone up, like on pops, yes, and water, gas. Taxes has gone up 10 cents alone. So, that's something very serious that you may ask the question: how do people survive? How do you survive?
I just live it day by day. Take it little by little.
And are you ready for change?
I'm ready.
You're
ready.
Fired up. You are fired up.
I'm fired up.
All right. Now there's a rally that's coming up as well. And you've participated in rallies.
Yes,
as well.
I have.
So the Fight for 15 rallies, if you've seen them, they've been pretty much, a lot of places, New York, as well as here in Chicago. Tell me about that. What was that experience?
The experience was awarding. It was exciting. A lot of people came up and supported us. We had so much commitment, so much. People are ready to make a difference. They're ready for 15 an hour. They believe that 15 is enough to make a stable living, and making under 15 an hour is not enough. We're not asking for so much. We're just asking for 15.
Right, you're asking for $15 an hour. And what's so interesting about this? In profit alone, last year, McDonald's made $1.39 billion in profit. All right, and the CEO is now currently at $1 million a year. So that kind of just makes you think, I kind of used to go to McDonald's, but I don't go to McDonald's no more after knowing that.
Yeah.
Why can't they pay their workers? And then just say, for an example, if one of the employees call off sick, they don't get benefit time. So imagine that if you're sick, if one of your children are sick, and you're living on these low wages, because as you know, it's cheaper to buy bad food than it is to buy healthy food. So that even makes you wonder, how do they get their vitamin supplements? How can they get, various fruits and vegetables so they can use preventive measures so they won't have to go to the doctors? And then these employers, they don't offer medical insurance. They don't offer dental insurance. They don't have bereavement time. They don't have benefit times. You don't get a vacation.
No.
If you want a vacation, you have to take the loss yourself.
I got to take the loss.
Right. And
that's my personal benefit. I have to make that choice.
Okay. Now, this American dream is turning into a nightmare, if you ask me, when it comes to that, because I think that in order for someone, they need, I like, as everyone always like to watch a show, I like to use that word, I like me time. And so when you have that me time, you need to go on vacation sometimes, or, you may need to do things, and you can't if you're scheduled.
I can't. My fiance is in the Air Force, and it's hard for me to go see him 2 or 3 months without worrying how to pay bills next time I come back home because there's no money.
Okay.
So we do not get no paid vacations, not whatsoever.
You get no paid vacations. And so we really want to bring about a change. We want to make a shockwave across America. We want this to sweep the country. We want this to have a ripple effect. We want it to have a domino effect. We want to shake the foundation. We want to break the fallow ground. We want to lay a new foundation for $15 an hour, raise minimum wage, the fight for 15. And so I have another guest that's coming up, one of the organizers for the Fight for 15. And so you're going to attend that rally that's coming up. What's the date of that rally?
May 15th.
May 15th as well as 15. And then people are going to be speaking and talking about it because it affects everyone in this country. You know, it really does. And, you know, and what's so about it, what's so the irony behind it, you have such the elitists, I guess, that people, oh, they deserve this or this is what they think. You think about that. That person that's fixing your food because breakfast is what's really hot. So the person that's helping you start your day, the person that's helping you to get through your day, the person that's helping you give you lunch, the person that's perhaps maybe even giving you dinner, you want to always treat that person right. You know, it's a rule. You tip barbers. You tip your barber, you tip cab drivers, and your cooks, because those are things that, you know, you eat, you ingest, and those things affect you. So believe it or not, this does affect you because you may eat. You shop at these particular stores. So you want to have the best quality. When you go in there and have best quality, people need to get paid for their work. All right, so I want to thank you for coming out, and we are definitely going to have you again.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, it was wonderful. You were great. I look forward to seeing you at that rally on the 15th, and we have Jen, one of the organizers. She's going to come up, and we're going to show actually a really short video, really, really fast, and we want you guys to enjoy it, okay?
Ready?
I was raised at a steelhead swamp, Jersey, some misty years ago. Through the mud and the beer, the blood.
Labor situation right now, mid-wage, mid-level jobs are disappearing from the workforce, essentially. We're in the midst of a good job deficit, if you will. That's according to a new report from the National Employment Law Project. This study shows that the majority of jobs lost during the Great Recession were in the middle range in terms of wages. But in the recovery, as we recover here ever so slowly, most jobs being added are on the low end of the pay scale.
It found the median weekly wage last year was $768. That's the same as 12 years earlier when adjusted for inflation. Over that same period, wages fell for 70% of workers.
The hole the recession left was huge, and progress has been painfully slow. Millions of Americans are still looking for work. Millions of families are struggling to pay their bills or the mortgage.
The wage declines that we're seeing across major occupational groups throughout the economy today have to do with the fact, really, that workers today just don't have the same strength and the protections that help boost wages across the board. And so, for example, the federal minimum wage hasn't been increased in the last 4 years. Workers today are having a very hard time exercising a voice and collective bargaining power at work. And those are the traditional forces that have supported higher wages and upward mobility for workers across the country.
Michigan, the latest state to implement right-to-work laws that make it more difficult to unionize, lost 42,000 union members just last year. Now, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, total union membership nationwide fell by 400,000 workers last year to 14.3 million. It is the lowest rate of union membership since the 30s.
But these days, that person taking your order for minimum wage is much more likely to be old.
We can't afford to live on what we make.
People like 56-year-old interior designer Amy Crawford, who now works behind the counter for $8.75 an hour.
I would have described myself as very comfortably middle class.
And now?
And now I'm getting by.
I've been thinking about to get 3 jobs. It's not that easy, really not that easy. For you to have kids and not spend the time with them, that's not make you a better mom.
All right, that was one of the videos for the Fight for 15, giving you a little insight. What we want to do is we want to paint a face along with that this is really real. It's affecting real people's lives. And so right now, I have a friend, Someone I truly love dearly. This is my buddy and one of the organizers at SEIU Local 73 and one of the organizers for this Fight for 15. So tell me about it. When you were out there on the field, like, you're very passionate about this movement and such. We all are in regards to this. So tell me a little bit about that rally that's coming up on the 15th.
Yeah, I think the rally that's coming up is going to be a really important rally. This is the sixth action that's going to be happening since this began.
Okay.
Local 73, I think most folks know, have been really supportive of the Fight for 15 since it started. And I think it goes back to what Tanika and Charlie were talking about earlier. The cost of everything else continues to go up.
Yes.
Like, inflation just continues to increase. And these wages have been stagnant, right?
Right. They have not increased.
It's like getting a pay cut every single year. So imagine working your job and getting a pay cut every year. And having to decide between rent and food on a regular basis, like whenever you get paid, right? So it's a really important issue that affects our society and our members, right? I think most of our members know someone who works in the fast food industry or the retail industry, like a family member, a friend, anyone along those lines. And the reality is, by 2020, they say that 70% of jobs in this country are going to be minimum wage jobs, right? And so if the minimum wage is not something that's able to sustain
life,
people, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's going to definitely be a problem. That's definitely going to be a problem.
Especially for public workers, right?
Okay. Now, I just want to read really fast here. We have some things that, with these pay cuts, I agree with this particular philosophy that a lot of from up top, what they can do is they could take pay cuts. So like these executives, CEOs, so the foundation, because the workers are the foundation of the business.
Yeah.
I mean, I get you got the brain man up top, and I get you got someone to execute the work. However, who does the work, which is important. And those are the ground troops. That's the frontline staff. That's the one that greets the clients every day. That's the one that makes sure the productivity is where it's supposed to be. The front line is the ones that make sure that the stores are clean. The front line is the one that makes sure that the stores are secure. The front line is the one that makes sure that the customers and the clients are secure. The front line is the one that makes sure those questions are answered. The front line is the one that makes sure that the outside, the greenery, the gardenery, all of that looks nice, looks inviting, so people can come in and want to eat there or shop there. The front line is the one that counts the inventory. The front line is the one that takes the cash. The front line is the one that is the face for that company. So what's the problem with that? I think frontline need to get paid.
Yep, I agree.
Right. And so given that, we definitely want to encourage people to come out. And as I say, this is affecting everyone, that you want to come to this rally that's coming out. And this will be in...
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think the deal with the rally coming up on the 15th and why it's so important. So this started in New York with a strike of fast food workers, right? One city participated. By the next strike, there was more than 3 cities participating, right? By the end of the last strike, there was more than 120 cities in this country participating, which is incredible. That's hundreds of thousands of fast food and retail workers going on strike, and they don't have a union. So just think about that as like a union member. Like, how scary is it to go on strike, right?
Right, without that protection right there. So you definitely need that.
Yeah, and the things are changing.
Yes.
Like, all kinds of places have given these workers raises. They have, like, shifted their policies so people can call in sick without getting in trouble. Like, even without a union, these folks have been able to make such a difference. And it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And so the more people show up, the better it's going to get for everyone, right?
When more people show up, it's going to get better, and we want to make it better. But unfortunately, we're about to almost at the closing end of our show, and so what I want to touch on with that is this is something that's very important. So you can visit the Fight for 15's website. I believe it's fightfor15.org, correct? Fightfor15.org. Please visit that website, and then you can get information, and you can be a part of it. Unfortunately, our time is winding down.
We'll also have a table at the general membership meeting about the Fight for 15 and ways that members can get involved in supporting the Fight for 15.
Okay, so come to the general membership meeting on May the 10th, and they're going to have a table there. So unfortunately, we must go tonight, but I want to thank everyone for allowing us into your homes. And this is SEIU Says. I'm Charlie. This is Jen. And join us next week, same bad time, same bad channel. And I hope everyone have a safe weekend. Enjoy.